Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? So we're back. Had a few issues. Some social media people had some issues with some language that I need to refrain from using. And we got a little timeout. But we're back. How's everybody doing? Good, 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 great, wonderful. Glad to. I see you there. Doing good. Alrighty then. Okay. 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 So today we're going in a little bit of a different direction than what we normally do. We're going to have a conversation about your relationship. And we say relationship because I have no idea what it looks like. Maybe you have a freak buddy that I have to figure out different words now because I was gonna time out for my language, like we're not adults. Maybe you have a freak buddy, and your relationship is friends with benefits. Maybe you have a girlfriend, maybe you have a fiance, maybe you have a wife, maybe you have a submissive, maybe you have a little, maybe you have a baby girl or a baby boy, maybe you have a puppy, a kitten, a cat, a dog, a her, a him, a he, a boy, a girl, a she, a shim, a they, and was it the XIZ, Xi, Zim? I don't know. There's so many pronouns now. But whatever you have, whatever your relationship is, it is important that you know your team. If you are polyamorous and you have a team of multiple people, if you're monogamous and it's just one person, if you're a swinger and you have one person plus some extras, whatever it is, you need to know your team. One of the biggest mistakes that people make is they don't think with their brain, they think with their feelings. And this tends to be a mistake that people who are generally led by their feelings make more than people who are led by logic. But what it does is it creates a situation in which you have people that say, I want a partner that's going to prioritize me. And I'm going to be the center of their world. And they're going to cater to me. And they're going to make me feel good. And everything is going to be about me. And they're going to treat me like a princess or a prince or a king or a queen. And the world's going to revolve around me. And they're going to do everything they can to make me happy. And you search for that. And you get that. You cannot complain that they don't have a job. You cannot complain that they're broke. You cannot complain that they don't do anything but sit around and worship you all day because you got exactly what you asked for. And the problem that most people have is they get exactly what they asked for and then they realize they weren't specific enough in what they were asking for. Or they decide, I don't want one thing. I want a bunch of different things. And I just want the best of all worlds without having to deal with any of the negatives. And unfortunately, that's not reality. Your partner has both good and bad, and you have to deal with the bad in order to be able to benefit from the good. That is reality. That is life. People get with a partner, they see something they don't like, and then they break up thinking they're going to find something better. They end up lonely and afraid, and then they want to go back to their partner, and their partner doesn't want them back. And that is life. Because a lot of times when you walk away from a good thing, your good thing will find something else, but you won't. Because you're looking for something better than what you had. And the problem is, there isn't anything better than what you had. They're just a bunch of things that are different. Now, we're adults, we're grown-ups, and we're going to use our big boy brains and our big girl brains, and we're going to understand that what I'm talking about are generalizations. So, are you able to experience some anecdotal situation where you find exactly the opposite of what I'm talking about? Sure. On a case-by-case basis, that is possible. But generally speaking, no. You do not want to take your 401k to the casino because you're going to make a lottery ticket your new retirement plan? Is it possible that you could hit the lottery? Sure, it is. Is it probable? No. No, it's not. So that's not a good retirement plan. It is not going to guarantee you anything. You will not be set for retirement, and you will die unhappy and alone. And that's life. So let's go through a couple things that are true that a lot of people don't like to admit to, because everybody wants to live in the happy-go-lucky fantasy world of happiness and not in freaking reality. Because in freaking reality, the way things work is this: life's not fair. No one cares if you like it or not. No one cares that you want it to be fair. No one cares that you're unhappy with it. No one gives a shit. No one cares. No one cares that you don't like the fact that life's not fair. I don't like it either. But guess what? Tough. Because the reality of life is that it's not fair, and it's not meant to be fair, and it's not supposed to be fair. That's it. Yeah, it doesn't, there's no long, drawn out, complicated explanation. Life's not fair. Relationships, your job, road rage, your kids. Life's not fair. Suck it up and fucking deal with it. We're adults. You don't get everything you want. Life truth number 2. You don't get everything you want. Yeah, you don't. I don't. You don't. No one does. Are there people out there that are lucky that look like they might have everything they want because they only post the good things to social media, so you get to see all of the happy, joy, great moments of their life, and they don't ever post any of the negatives? So you don't get to see the sadness, and because you don't see it, you think it doesn't exist, and you think that their social media life is just perfect, and that's their reality. It's not. It's not. They're fucking lying. Social media is not real. It's a fucking lie. Because I get to pick and choose what I want everyone else to see. And if I want you to see it, you'll see it. And if I don't want you to see it, you won't see it. So it'll be like nothing exists. Me and my submissive argue, disagree, and have disagreements. I don't post them to social media. But when we go out to the movies, she loves to post it. When she makes me dinners, when she gets hairdos, she loves to talk about how she's a stay-at-home little and she doesn't have to work. She loves to talk about all the great things. But she does not jump online and talk about the issues that we argue about. So from the outside looking in, everything looks perfect. The reality is we're normal. We are regular people in a relationship that have both good and bad times. And just because you don't see them on social media doesn't mean they don't exist. We are normal people. Just like every other person you see on social media. That bullshit life of everything being happy, joy, good, no bad times. That's a lie. It's bullshit. Don't believe what you see. Social media is fucking a lot of people up because y'all think that shit is real. And then you try and create that. And no matter what, you never will. So you just die unhappy and alone. Yeah. The reality of your life is you have to accept the good, get through the bad, and deal with them both. Now, what that means is this. That same girl that was looking for that partner that worships her all the time and does nothing but treat her like a princess and kiss the ground she walks on and worships her. As I said before, you can't complain that he's broke, don't have a job, and doesn't do anything all day because you got what you wanted. If he had a job, he would not have time to worship you 24/7. Because when you ask for, I want a man that's a provider male, and he's ambitious, and he's got his shit together, and he's on his shit, and he's got his life, and I want him to pay all the bills, and I want him to do this and that and the other, and blah, 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 and blah. Okay, cool. You got that. Now, guess what else you get? Tell her what she's won, Alex. All righty then. She's won a guy that is a workaholic. He spends most of his time at work, not at home pampering you, treating you like a princess, because he's got fucking bills to pay. And he's ambitious, so he wants to move ahead. So he works extra hard to move ahead. He puts in extra hours, he does extra stuff, he does extra things at work so that when they're looking at the next person to promote, his name comes up and not the guy sitting next to him that did a little bit more. So he's focused on his goals and his grind, and he will provide for you and his family, but he will not have time to sit around playing games with you all day. What that also means for you is this beta male mentality where you want him to worship the ground you walk on. There's no fucking way that's going to happen, because he's an alpha. He's on his grind. He's on his goal. He's about his business. So what that means is the attitude that he has to have at work: I get shit done. I am goal oriented. I make plans, I execute them, and I reach the goal. I don't have time to sit around the house bathing and pampering you. That's not, it doesn't come with this package. You don't get the alpha male has his shit together, pay all the bills, take care of you personality, along with the beta male tendencies. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. That's life. That's the payoff. Is it possible? Sure. Maybe you found a guy that inherited the company from his father, and his father was the alpha that did all the work and created all the success, and he inherited it. And he's been a beta all his life, and now he's a beta with all of the spoils that his father left him. Now you have alpha male type benefits and a beta male personality. And if that's what you want, great, wonderful. But the odds of that happening are the same as the lottery. Buy a ticket and hope. Slim to none. Generally speaking, alpha male means someone who is on their shit about their business, getting their jobs done, reaching their goals, and they have an alpha mentality. They're going to get shit done. They're going to be goal oriented. They're going to be ambitious. They're going to be protective. They're going to take care of you, but they are not necessarily going to want to coddle and cajole you all the time. They're not going to hang out with you at the mall every day. They're not going to be able to sit on the phone all day long talking to you. They're not going to text message you 7, 8, 900 times a day. They're not going to reply to your text message immediately. And if it took more than 5 seconds, now you're mad. They are about their business. And they are also not interested in a situation where they have to follow you around and pick up behind you and do everything for you and be about you, because you have to get on their program. Now, for some people that's okay. And for some people it isn't. And if that's not okay for you, get a beta partner. This has nothing to do with gender. You can be a female alpha and a male beta, just like you can be a male alpha and a female beta. This has nothing to do with gender. The alpha role, the beta role, the switchy role, the zeta role, it does not matter what your gender is. Anyone can be in the roles that they want to be in. You just have to find a partner that matches you. And understand, you can't just get some of one thing, some of the other thing, mix it all together, put it in a blender, and boom, perfect person. You have to be willing to stick with your person through the good and the bad if you want a real relationship. Okay? So, what's the point of all of this, Bear? You're not making any sense, Bear. You just monologuing, talking shit, Bear. No, the point of all of this is, how do you recognize someone that you want to be with? How do you pick the right person? Well, communication. And it's a process, just like anything else. First step in the process is You got to get their attention. Now, there are a lot of dating shows, there are a lot of people dead and alive, there are a lot of things that a lot of people talk about. But let's clarify a couple things. If you know anything about Kevin Samuels, you're going to know about height, weight, dress size. That was a question that he asked all the people he talked to. And women used to hate the fact that he minimized relationships into something so superficial. But what a lot of people didn't realize is he was not talking about relationships. What he was talking about is getting attention of the person you're interested in. Kevin Samuels did a lot of talk about how to grab the attention of the person that you're interested in. He used to say in his little monologue interviews, I'm going to show you how to get the interview. That's it. Get the interview. Meaning, I can show you how to get the attention of the person you're interested in. These are the things that you need to be worried about if you want to get their attention. Keeping their attention is up to you. That's when he would talk about things like soft skills, communication, personality, therapy, all kinds of different things. But a couple of things that he said, I agree with, and we're 100% right. A couple of things that he said, I don't agree with, and are 100% wrong. So, not going to dibble and dabble and pick apart, but we are going to talk about the things that work. Men are visual. 100%. 100% men are visual creatures. What gets our attention? Something that looks nice and makes us think, I want to freak that. Or as he would say, I want to French toast that. You look good, you have our attention. There is no secret how society and reality works. Men offer our resources. Women offer your beauty. That's it. It's really not super complicated. And if you think I'm lying, try this. If you found a man that was worth $100 million, as a gay man, as a woman, as a transgender, again, does not matter. You found a man that's worth $100 million. He is a potential partner for you. Tell me, what are the things you would not tolerate from a man worth $100 million? He couldn't be physically abusive. Okay. I guarantee you there are a lot of women out there that are thinking, he could hit me a little bit. He couldn't cheat. Okay. I guarantee you there are a lot of women out there that are thinking right now, well, what do you mean cheat? Like if he just wanted to freak other women, but he told me about it, that'd be okay. If he wanted to freak other women, but he wasn't getting them pregnant, and he wasn't having kids, that'd be okay. If he was freaking them, but he wasn't spending money on them, like he was just kind of doing, I could deal with that. Again, they're all subjective. But they're subjective because he's worth $100 million. We couldn't have a little peen, like a little peen. Plenty of women out there would be perfectly fine with a micro peen, $100 million. Some of y'all say he couldn't have a big horse peen. 15 inches, thick. You're not dealing with that. Bunch of women out there saying, yeah, they'd be fine with that. That'd be great. For every woman that says, I won't deal with something from this $100 million man, there are 20 other women that said, I will, I'll deal with it. It's fine. But same guy, except he's worth $20,000 a year. It's all $20,000 a year. It's all he's ever going to make for life. Pretty much every woman's out there is like, yeah, no, I ain't putting up with that shit. $20,000 a year? And you think you're going to be physically abusive? Man, fuck that shit. You ain't putting your hands on me. $20,000 a year and it's little? Nah, bro. Nah, I ain't dealing with that. I ain't dealing with that. No way. $20,000 a year and you want to be cheap? You want what? Hell no. Women normally prioritize a man's resources when it comes to a certain level of attraction and a certain level of desire to be with a man, because women want someone who can protect, provide, and bring security. And everyone that lives in this society understands the idea that a man that can make a lot of money can also provide security. Even for the women that do not prioritize money, they still want security. So they can sit back all they want to and say money's not important, but the things that the money does are always important. The fact that it brings security, the fact that it brings the ability to have a worry-free life, the fact that it provides for the children that you want to have in a way where those children will be secure and worry-free, the fact that you won't have to worry about the food being put on the table, the lights being turned off, the roof over the head. All of those things are important, not just to women, but to men too, to everyone. So resources are what determine the value of a man. What determines the value of a woman for most men is youth and beauty. Most men, especially men that are thinking about marriage or relationship, they are thinking about long term. They are thinking about legacy, family, kids. They want to build a family. Lots of dudes want families, a lot more than most people think. But finding an appropriate person to have a family with, it's super hard. It's really, really hard to weed through superficial people who say they want a relationship, but don't really want to work for a relationship. Because everybody wants the good parts about a relationship. I want someone to be there for me and to cuddle me and to support me and to have my back and blah, blah, this and blah, blah, that and yada, yada, motherfucking yada, or mother freaking yada. But it's really hard to find someone who's going to still be in a relationship with you when you're doing the shit they don't like. They have to deal with something they don't want to deal with. They don't feel the way they want to feel, and the relationship doesn't look the way they want it to look. Finding someone who is going to be committed, that's a big problem. Because right now, dating is a lot like sifting through a trash can. Can you find something great? Sure, you could, but you got to sift through a whole lot of fucking garbage before you come across it. We live in a hookup culture. Most people would rather fuck you than date you. I can tell you from personal experience, it is really hard to find a quality partner that's willing to be committed. For me, I do shows, I teach classes, I do all this BDSM shit, I do all this freaky shit, podcast, blah, blah, blah. People see that and they're like, oh, that's the spank dude. I want to get with him so we could do a show and he can spank. They want to get with the guy they see on the stage. They want to get with the guy they see teaching the classes. They want to get with the guy that they see doing the rope presentation. They want to get with the guy that knows all this kinky BDSM shit. But that's not really all that I am. I'm a person. I have feelings. I have wants, needs, desires. There are things in relationships I like. And finding someone that's willing to commit to that, it's a pain in the ass. So you have to know your team. If you want a dominant alpha male, understand what that's going to come with and understand the package that that's going to come in. Don't expect to get the dominant alpha male in the beta male package. It's not going to happen. And don't expect to get the beta male with the dominant alpha personality traits. It's not going to happen. Know your team. If you know for a fact that your girl is submissive, she likes to be taken care of, she likes it when you run the show, when you make the plans, when you pay for the dates, don't expect her to just take over and be in charge. I get so many questions or comments. How can I make my girl dominant? And it's like, bro, you got to know your team. If your girl has a dominant personality, if you've seen it, if you've experienced it, if those traits exist, then you can nurture those traits. If your girl is submissive, there might not be anything you can do to turn her into a dominant or make her dominant. If she has a submissive personality and she is a submissive person, that's just what you got. There is no way on God's earth that Baby Bear will ever dominate me. It's not going to happen. No matter how bad I want it to happen, even if I did, it's not going to happen. At the very most, I could probably tell her to do something to me and she'd do it because I told her to. That's called service topping. But again, I would have to tell her to and give her the instructions for her to do it. It's never going to be something she does on her own. And even if I tell her to do it and she does it, she's still going to be uncomfortable. She's not going to like it. She's not going to feel right. And I'm going to hear it. Daddy, I don't like this. I don't feel right. I don't want to do this. She's not a dominant person. And no matter what I do, I can't change her into that. Know your teammate. If that's something you absolutely have to have and your partner is not that, have the conversation. Polyamory, swinging, whatever it takes, and see if that's something that you can find somewhere else. And if it is, great, wonderful, spectacular. But if it isn't, yeah, no. This world in which people have told you you can have everything you want, they lied. You can't just have everything you want. That's life. In life, you have to prioritize. You have to figure out what's most important, go for the things that's most important, but you also have to sacrifice. As an adult, a lot of you never knew what sacrifice really was until you had kids. Becoming a parent is really where you experience the importance of sacrifice. Because for the most part, if you don't want to sacrifice in a relationship, you just end it and leave. Shit, you grown, you free, you do what you want. But as a parent, you don't get a choice. You're responsible for your children. And your children do not give a fuck about you. Children are terrorists. I have 2 boys, both of them terrorists. Okay? They make their terrorist demands. They take things hostage, like my feelings and my love for them, and they hold on to these hostages until they get their way. And if they don't get their way, then they try to destroy you. And they try to destroy you with their little kitty looks and their little kitty, but daddy, please. They try to destroy you. They manipulate you with their little baby eyes. They look at you with those little baby eyes and it melts your heart. And then you have to do what they told you to do, because children are terrorists. There's no difference between children and terrorists. None. They tell you they want nuggets, and when you say no, they cry and cry and cry until the nuggets come. Because they're terrorists. Tears are like guns. They shoot you with them. They say things like, you're a bad daddy. I don't like you. You're not my friend. I'm not your friend. They're terrorists. Watch your children. Watch them. They want to terrorize you. And they normally get away with it because now we have gentle parenting. My children learned very early I'm not a gentle parent. And that I'm a little cold-blooded. So a lot of their terrorist tactics don't work on me. I'm like, America, we don't negotiate with terrorists. And let me tell you something. Baby Bear will confirm. We do not negotiate with terrorists. My kids, one of my favorite lines from my kids was this: "Oh, you don't have to want to. You're going to do what I told you to do. But you don't have to want to do it. I don't control your wants. I don't control your desires. You don't have to want to do what I say. You're going to do it. But you don't have to want to, and that's okay. That's all right. That's all right." I would get, "But Daddy, I don't want to." That's okay. You don't have to want to. You're going to do it, but you don't have to want to. It's okay. That's fine. We can talk about you not wanting to as soon as you're done. As soon as you finish doing what I told you to do, we'll have a nice long conversation about you not feeling like doing it. And that's okay. And I'm here for you. And I want to talk to you about that. I want you to open up to me. I want you to be vulnerable. I want us to be able to talk to each other like good parent children dynamics. And we can have that conversation right after you do what I told you to do. So, yeah, it's okay. You don't have to want to. They really didn't like it. Really didn't like it. But again, my parent-son relationship was still a relationship in which I needed to know my team. I had to know my sons. I had to know what were the things that were super important to them, that I had a little bit of negotiating power, and what were the things that really weren't that big a deal, and I had a lot of negotiating power. And there were times where there might be something that's important to them, and there's something that's important to me, and in those times they lose. And they learn that crying really doesn't affect me. Um, it's easy when you have boys. Boys are so much easier to parent because with boys, it's like, what the fuck are you crying about? Man up. Suck up those tears. No, it's bedtime. I don't give a shit that you're crying. Go cry in the bed. Yeah. Yeah. Go cry in the bed. I don't care. Yes. It is 8 o'clock. Your bedtime's 8 o'clock. I don't care what you're watching on TV. I don't care that you want to stay up. Go to bed. You're crying? Great. Go cry yourself to sleep. Let those tears soak into your pillow and cool it down, and let that cool pillow lull you off to sleepy, sleepy land. Because guess what? I don't give a shit. And then there were times where they're like legitimate tears, where like, they fall off a bike and cut their arm open, and you're like, "Oh my God, are you gonna be okay?" And those are like legitimate tears, and you're really concerned, and you go to the hospital and you take. But again, you gotta know your team. You gotta know when it's the real shit and when it's the meh, not really important shit. Okay, kids, girlfriends, boyfriends, husbands, wives, all of that. Know your team. Okay, so the questions that I get on how to turn your partner into something that they are not, there is no right or wrong answer. I can't tell you how to make your wife more dominant. I can't tell you how to make your husband more submissive. Like, it is a case by case situation. I do counseling. If you want to send me a comment and we can set something up, that's fine. We'll set something up. But there is no universal answer on how to make your wife more submissive, or how to make your wife more dominant, how to make your husband more. Like, there is no one answer fit all scenario. That's number one. Number two, when you are getting to know someone, communicate, ask questions. It's super important that you ask questions. Super, super important that you ask questions. Ladies, understand, we're not you. Men and women are different. Identifying men, non-identifying men, identifying women, cis, non-cis, doesn't matter. We're different, okay? Masculine females that identify as men are different than feminine females that identify as women. I'm saying it in all of the ways it might apply. Men and women are not the same. So just because you may have thought something is important does not mean that I do. Baby Bear will tell you. There are many times where I come and I tell her a story and I think that it's a great story and she still has questions. The other day, a friend of mine got in a car accident. He calls me and says, "Hey, I'm at the hospital. Can you bring me a change of clothes?" All right, where are they? They're at the house. The The door code is so and so, such and such. It's in a bag in the room next to the door. All right, cool. What hospital are you at? This hospital, this room number. That's it. I get up, I got to run to so and so's house to get him some clothes. He's in the hospital. He had a car accident. Well, what happened? He had a car accident. Well, what happened? What? I don't know. He had a car accident. You didn't ask what? No. And shit I can do about it. The fuck is, what the freak good is that going to do? There's nothing I can do about it. No, I didn't ask. So where are you going? Well, I got to go to his house, pick up a bag of clothes, and take him to the hospital. What kind of clothes are they? I don't know. He already had the clothes packed. I guess so. I don't know. He said the bag's in his room by the door. Well, how long are you going to be? I don't know. However long it takes for me to drive over there and back. Can I come with you? Yeah, please do. Because hopefully you riding with me will stop you asking all these goddamn questions. We get in the car the entire way to his house. I wonder what happened. Do you think maybe this happened? Could it be this? Could it be that? And I'm just sitting there like, yeah, I don't know. 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 Pick up the clothes. Should we go through the bag? No. He didn't ask me. He said to pick up the bag and bring it. I'm not going in the bag. Well, what if it's the wrong set of clothes? Shit, I wouldn't know if it was. So I'm not going in the bag. You sure you don't want to check? No, I don't want to check. Leave the fucking bag in the back. We don't need to go through the fucking bag. It's clothes. Well, why did they take him this? I don't know. I don't know. And all of the questions that she asked didn't even dawn on me to ask this person. All I knew was he was in a car accident. It was pretty bad because he's in the hospital, but it's not that bad because he's conscious. He's able to make a phone call, and he called me. He's going to be there for a little while because he needs another set of clothes. If he wasn't going to be there for too long, he would need a change of clothes. So it must be something more than overnight. Maybe they're doing some kind of procedure, running some kind of test. I don't fucking know. It wasn't that serious because he's not in a trauma unit. He's at a regular hospital, so it wasn't like super duper serious or super duper like blah, blah, blah. Anything more than that, I can ask him when I see him, when I drop the clothes off. Anything super important, I'm sure he'll let me know when I see him in the hospital. Up until that point, I've gotten all the information I need, and it's really just the bare minimum, the basics. I really don't need a whole bunch of other stuff. But for her, wants all the details. I don't know. We're not the same. We're not the same. Masculine energy, feminine energy, we're not the same. It is what it is. So keep that in mind. And remember, when you communicate, try and be as clear as possible. Sometimes it helps when someone asks you a question and say, hey, when you said blah, 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 did you mean blah, blah, blah? Okay, cool. This is the answer. Extra 2 minutes, clear up some confusion, have patience, try and do what you can to limit miscommunications, and do your thing. Yeah, sound good? Sound good? Everybody with me so far? Great, wonderful, spectacular. That's great. That is amazing. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear it. So, got a couple parties coming up. There's actually a munch going on right now that we were going to go to that we didn't make it because I had other things to do. They took me off timeout. I wanted to get in on the podcast, so we skipped the munch. It is what it is. Get another munch tomorrow. There's a party this weekend. Island Submissive. I do not have all of the details, but I will post them as soon as I can get a flyer from her. I'll shoot it up. So check Instagram if you'd like to get more information. My Insta, Sentinel Bear, and I will also post it on the Bear Effects Podcast Insta so you can get all the pertinent information to the party. I will be teaching rope classes in Tampa again in end of May, beginning of June. We haven't got an exact date, but we know we will be there in Tampa teaching rope classes. I will be in Atlanta, teaching impact, orgasm control and denial. Well, orgasm control and the ins and outs of power exchange at the end of May, right before we go to Tampa. And we will be at Splash in Tampa as well. So we got some stuff coming up. We got some ins and outs, do's and don'ts, yeses and nos. Anything you're interested in, please shoot me a message and I will send you all the pertinent information so you can get signed up, buy a ticket, or do whatever needs to be done. And until then, I'm Audi 5000 G Money. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Mike. Guess what day it is? Hump day.